Hello everyone, this is Grandmaster Var Akobian with 1000 GM and welcome to the round 5 coverage of the 1000 GM Bay Area GM and IM Norm tournaments. We have two tournaments going on, one is for a Grandmaster Norm and the other one is for the International Master. So at the moment we have some clear leaders. In a GM section we have Alex Katz with 3.5 points and looks like he's on route to get that Grandmaster Norm. In the IM section, the GM Joshua Schenk is doing really well with 4 out of 4, and also IM Kyron Griffith. So let's take a look at the games, guys. Here we have some interesting options here. So let's take a look here. This is the game between Grandmaster Belarus playing with the black pieces against IM Ostrovsky. Okay, e4, c5. We have a Sicilian defense. Now knight goes on f3, e6, d4, trying to break the center, trying to control, to get that. So takes, knight takes d4, a6 is played. Belarus is hesitating for Ostrovsky. It's a must-win situation. He has to score 4.5 out of his remaining 5 games to have a chance. I mean, the task is very difficult, but it's not impossible to do. So he played bishop d3, bishop c5, putting pressure on the knight. Knight goes on b3, attacking the bishop. Bishop goes on e7. Now he goes queen g4. Idea of this move is now to attack the pawn on g7, g6, and now we have queen e2 dropping back. But after g6 we see there is weaknesses around the king. There is some dark square weaknesses. Now castles. Now he goes queen c7, and there we are here in this position here. Slightly better position in my opinion for Ostrovsky, but we will see how Belarus will respond here. He just played the move b6, and looks like there is a possibility of maybe even playing the move a5. Other options include knight a3, knight c4, with the idea to play bishop e3 and put some serious pressure on the weakness on b6. So this will definitely be a possibility. So I like this. I like this opening choice here so far by Ostrovsky. So let's see how things will go here. Definitely like this setup. To me, it looks like White has a nice opening advantage in this game. Next game in this is a very important matchup here. We have Mark Hyman playing with the white pieces against IM Josiah Stearman. Josiah is having a difficult tournament. He has had 3 losses and a draw. So unfortunately, it's no longer he's going to be able to get that GM Norm. But for Mark, he's playing for everything. He can get a GM Norm with 6.5 points. He has to do really well. But IM Norm, he actually can secure if he gets 50%, 2.5 out of the remaining 5 games. He will be able to get that. So let's see here how this game started, guys. c4, knight f6. Indication that he wants to play perhaps in English. Now transposes into d4. Nimzo Indian defense. No, Josiah says no. No Nimzo Indian defense. He's gonna play the QGD, guys. Queen's Gambit declined. Bishop g5. c6. e3 developing. Knight bd7. And now here we have c takes d5 is a possibility, but also knight f3 could be played as well. So if I was white, I would probably take and play bishop d3 and follow it up with the knight f3 or knight g2 setup. Queen always goes on c2 in these positions. Okay. The next position we have Cordova playing with the white pieces against Alex Katz. Knight f3, knight f6, g3, b5, bishop g2, bishop b7, e6, Now he goes rook e1, trying to prepare perhaps the move e4. See if he can try to do that. c5 played. Then we have d3, preparing the move e4, and now bishop e7 played. And this is where we are. Not so many moves played so far in this position, but this is a big game. Big game for Alex Kutz, because if he can draw this game, this is going to put him in a really good position. He's playing one of the tougher players, Emilio Cordova. Okay, so d6 played, a4 by Emilio, and now b4 comes in. Looks okay. Looks okay here for Alex Kutz. Alex has 3.5 out of 4 so far. Okay, so this is where things are at the moment. Yeah, I think it's opening should be Alex should be happy out of the opening. He's got a very reasonable position. Then we have the fourth board. We have Max Gedaljevic playing with the white pieces against Kunka Harshit. And here looks like some problems for Harshit. So sharp Caro-Kann is played. And no e6. We're not seeing the e6 here. b4, sacrificing the pawn. Looks like this is some analysis by Max here. Now threatening rook b1, and now queen b5. But here c4. Looks like this is going to be a good advantage here for Max Gedaljevic. He goes here, takes, knight takes, a4, and knight f3, just developing the pieces. Okay, so this could be some nice initiative here, playing down upon, but c4 move is necessary. c4 is necessary to attack the queen and try to force the capture, so absolutely necessary to do that. Okay, so you have to try to play the move c4. Takes, a4. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of pieces are developed here, and knight d6 is definitely looming there to try to put that knight on d6 to put pressure. So yeah, I like this. I really like this position for white. All right, and the last matchup here is Titas Stramavicius. Titas is playing with the white pieces, and he's facing Narayanan Samruk Narayanan. Queen's Gambit decline played by Titas. Yeah, these g4 lines are very, very sharp here. Bishop e6, f3, exchange has occurred, and now h5, putting pressure. h4, wow. Yeah, very complicated position here. Knight f8 needed here. You don't want to take, because knight f4 is going to be very, very strong. So that's something you don't really want to do. Knight f4, knight d6. Oh, still attacking this pawn. This would be an advantage for him, for white. So that's why there's no need to take immediately. You can start out with the move knight f8, which is going to be very useful, defending the bishop, and then you also have the idea to play the move knight to g6. Okay. So I definitely like this idea, to try to play the move knight f8 and to g6. rook here, take, and now play bishop f2. The point is to go king d2, double up the rooks, and get ready to take the pawn on h4. So yeah, this would be a nice advantage here. Okay, yeah, so that covers up the first the games of the GM Norm tournament. Now let's take a look at the IM section. So here the first game we have is between IM Odandu against GM Sheng. So we have e4, c5, knight f3. We have Sicilian defense by GM Sheng. We have an open Sicilian defending, and now Odandu wants to castle and try to get some control of the center, develop an attack. He's a more of an attacking player, so I think that's what he's going to try to do. In the meantime, I think black is doing fine. He can play bishop e7, d6, and just knight b7 and try to develop the pieces. In the other game, Austin May is playing with the white pieces and opted for a very interesting move f4, which is called the bird's opening, guys. It's a bird's opening, and now here d5, knight f3, knight f6. So getting the pieces out. c6, knight c3, king h1, bishop e7, queen e2. Now after queen 2, the idea is to try to prepare the e4 break, okay? To try to play e4 to put pressure. Wow, long castle. That is a little bit unexpected, because now he can try to play like rook b1, b4, b5. He can try to do some attacking ideas, such as that, you know, b1, b4, a4, b5, and try to attack. Okay, so that's an idea. Not quite sure why not short castle. I don't think there is a big danger here. If you play a4, I take. Okay, go here. e5, knight goes on d5. Yeah, if you play a3, trying to play some b4, maybe just a5 will be played to simply try to control this square on b4. Now, interesting opening choice here, definitely by Austin May, trying to play very tactically. Then we have the game of Erden Basansuren against Alexander Heinemann, the brother of Mark Heinemann from the GM Norm tournament. Now some attempt to play some Benoni. White says nope, no Benoni, not playing d5, not getting into that structure. And now we have here very early stage of the game, and trying to figure out what to do now against this check. So bishop d2 looks like a very natural move to play. Bishop d2 takes queen d2. So I think this is definitely a playable position. So the other option is also you can play knight c3, and then you might see the move knight e4 coming up in that case. But yeah, absolutely you can do this. So yeah, this is a solid position here for both players. Then we have Mike Zalozny, who hasn't scored yet in this tournament, and is playing Yim. These players are fighting for the IM norm, and Mike is taking a lot of chances now with this center gambit, hoping to complicate the matters, but it seems like Yim is just familiar with this. Now it goes here, putting pressure on c2. Yeah, barely trying to defend this, and now bishop f5 looks very powerful. Bishop f5 putting pressure on c2. Yeah, it's going to be a very nice position here. Early advantage here we see. Early stage advantage we see by black. So a nice development. And the last game here is Zoe Tang playing with the white pieces against Kyron Griffith. Kyron has 3.5 points, and yeah, so it's interesting to see how she will play here. She will play positional or play more aggressive. Immediately we see the move bishop g5. That's an indication she wants to play more aggressive. h6, knight c3, developing. Yeah, now just there is b5, bishop b7 set up. There is g6, bishop g7. Black has 2 bishops, and white has a nice control of the center and a little bit of a lead in development as well. So I think that's the idea here. So yeah, I've played these positions for the black side. I like this more for black because of the 2 bishops. So very interesting, and yeah, I think it's we're gonna see some more decisive games. So we've had lots of decisive games in this event, and in the previous round Zoe lost to Josh Sheng, so she's coming off a loss this morning, and Kyron won a game against Mike Zalozny. He was in a little bit of a trouble in that game. He came out on a show to give us an interview last round there. We pointed out some ideas there that perhaps Mike could have done, and he would have some advantage here. Let's go back to this game. This is a very important game. One player is in a must-win situation, Alex Ostrovsky, and we see a sharp position, and he's playing Vladimir Belos. So a4 was played, trying to stop it. Knight c3, bishop b7, and now what to do here? Bishop e3, bishop e3, put some pressure on b6. And now you have also this option bishop h6 that you will stop him from castling, and that's, I think, very important idea, to put the bishop on h6 and prevent him from castling. So I think this is a little bit of a problem. That's why we see the move queen g4 played early on by Ostrovsky to weaken some of these dark squares. Play d6 then. h3 and then f4. Now he castles, and then we have the move a5 coming up, putting some serious pressure here. Lots of fighting games we have. We don't have any quick results here so far. So looks like we're gonna have some really nice fighting games, guys. So some of these players are in a must-win situation. So very important to, you know, play accurately. So 95. Yeah, it's gonna come down to who is more accurate. So that's something I would pay attention. Bishop h6. Take here. Knight d4 and then queen d7. Yeah, rook a d1. Queen e3. Now controlling all the dark squares. Yeah, I like this for white. Black does have a strong knight on e5 that he can be happy with here. So complicated position, but this is something what I think Ostrovsky is looking for. Complex position where he can try to put, you know, pressure on his opponent. I'm glad we have all the fighting games, guys. So we'll keep an eye on this and see how it will go here. Big game here as well. Josiah playing with the black pieces against Mark Heyman. Mark is doing really well in this tournament so far. He's 2.5 out of 3, so he needs 5 points out of 9 for the his final IM norm, and he's gonna need 6.5 for the GM. So he will try to push here with the white pieces here. So yeah, we see bishop d3, and here we don't have. Again, guys, we have a 15-minute delay. Whatever you're seeing, there is a 15-minute delay of the moves on transmission. All right, I will take a short break now, guys, and when I come back, we should have some more development. And yeah, make sure you, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the chat. So I'll be happy to answer your questions. All right, see you in a little bit. Can you? Yeah, I want to have that. We are back after the break and we have already one result, a desired result for Alex Katz. He drew his game against Emilio Cordova, and this is a very important result because this was one of the danger opponents he had against Cordova, but Cordova, after the early loss today, wasn't feeling, I guess, for a big fight and decided to opt out with the move e5. Takes, swap is occurs, queen f3. I thought Cordova might try a little bit, but he didn't think he had much here and proposed a draw to Alex Katz. If we find Alex Katz, we'll have him come and join us to talk about his result so far. So he is looking good, I gotta tell you. 4 points for Katz. 4 out of 5. All he needs 2.5 points in the remaining 4 games. In a chess language, +1 result. If he can get that +1, he's gonna be able to achieve that Grandmaster. He's already been a well-established IM. He is only fighting for that Grandmaster title. So let's take a look at the top board here. On the board at the top we have Ostrovsky against Belarus. We left off here after the move b6. Knight c3 was played, natural developing move, h3, then bishop goes on e3, perhaps just developing the pieces here. This will be normal, bishop e3, and also put the bishop pawn on f4 to try to put pressure. Okay, so you can try to do that, so it will be very nice. So I like this position, but one thing I gotta tell you, Ostrovsky, he spends a lot of time. So there might be a little time pressure situation where Belarus is going to be very, very dangerous. So we will see. We will see how things will unfold here. But that's where we stand right now. Slightly better position. A little bit more than slightly, actually, for Belarus. So we're not getting moves on this one board here. Oh, we are actually. Okay, so knight f3 is played. Knight f3 is played. Takes. Wow, some complications here, and now we have the knight b6 is played. Can you put the chat? Yeah, so now knight b6 here. Interesting choice here. Knight b6. I wouldn't think of that move here. What is it trying to do with the knight move, knight b6? Curious, you know. If you take, I guess there is this bishop e6 idea to put pressure, and if you take back with a pawn, then if you take back with a pawn, yeah, then we have h6 coming up, putting pressure on the bishop. Wow, very interesting idea, interesting play here by Josiah, playing the move knight b6. I would expect a move like h6 or bishop b4. But what are the drawbacks about this? The drawback about this play is actually white can simply say, you know what? I'm not buying this idea. I'm just castling. And I'm just simply ensuring the safety of my pieces. And he's just not buying this. And he will go there and yeah, this is the idea. But then bishop e6 is going to be played by Josiah. Knight takes d5, bishop takes d5, threatening e4, queen c2, tooks, and a beautiful e4 hitting this guy and picking up this guy, and that's just going to be an advantage. Okay, very, very nice advantage for black, winning a piece actually, so to speak, simply winning it. All right, that's at least where things stand in this game here. Very sharp play by Josiah. So the question is how it will how it will go. Let's Cordova drew here. Let's take a look at Gedaljevic game here. Gedaljevic against so queen b5 is played, c4, breaking the center, takes, rook b1, putting pressure, knight f3, knight e7. Now bishop g5, activating the bishop, and now there's some ideas. 96. Very nice lead in development we see. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer your questions. Thank you very much, Mr. J. You know, the times are at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow and 4:30 p.m. Okay, 10:30 a.m. Pacific time and 4:30. So make sure you tune in for those rounds. Okay, to see the live coverage. We welcome your questions. If you have more questions like Mr. J, make sure to address them. I'll be happy to answer your questions, guys. Okay, yeah, this is actually where things stand at the moment. I like this position. I like this style of play by Gedaljevic. The only thing I'm wondering here, he did have the move knight d6 here to go for the check, but somehow he didn't go for it. So I'm wondering why he didn't play this, because takes, queen takes a6, pawn takes a6, e takes d6. And this pawn could be very, very annoying now, sitting there on d6. So it's not going to be easy to get him. There is a way to hold him with bishop a3. There is a 95 ideas. Yeah, this could be very, very unpleasant. Okay, but that didn't happen, and bishop g5 was played instead. Now I think knight b6 makes sense to try to trade this knight on c4, and position is going to be more or less equal if you do that. Probably here takes, and maybe b5. Bishop takes, and yeah, you can play queen a5 check is good. Yeah, and the last game of the Grandmaster tournament is the game of Titas Stramavicius against Narayanan. So we had this position after h4, and we saw that the move king f7, knight f8 was another consideration. King d2 played, takes, knight f4. Yeah, the idea is to try to pick up the pawn on h4. If the pawn could be picked up, then I think it will be clearly an advantage for white, but it's still a lot of ways to go, a lot of work to do here before you can capture the h4 pawn. Yeah, to control it's not easy. All right, that concludes this GM tournament game. We get one game draw, Emilio Cordova against Alex Katz. Katz is leading right now with 4 points out of 5. Let's move to the IM section now, where we have attacking IM Gunbolt Odanto here. And he chose this position, knight f6. We left off around here. After knight f6 we played bishop g2, getting a4 in, g4, putting pressure, and if h4 is played, then simply you play rook ac8. Yeah, very sharp position. This position can easily go either way here, so it can really easily go either way in this position. So yeah, h4 is necessary now to protect the pawn here. It's a little bit strange the knight is on f4. Normally the knight is on a different location, but we'll see. All right, next is Austin May. Oh, okay, so queen e2. He played long castle here, which was a little bit of a surprise. a3, g5, e4, bishop g4 activating, and now knight d1 comes in. Trying to bring this knight to f2 on e4. Very complex position here. Perhaps he can take. Yeah, now you can go here. There is some pressure now on the g file if that happens, okay? If we take with the bishop, simply h5. And some h4 ideas coming up too. Very sharp position, okay? A very sharp position here. I think both players are trying hard to win here. Austin just played the move f4 first move. He played the bird's opening. So that's a clear indication that he's trying really hard to do that. All right, and the next one we have Heimann game. What are the moves here? So here, bishop d2 played. We were discussing bishop c5, bishop e7. So the players reached this position. Not too many moves played. We are about an hour and 15 minutes into the round. They have only played 9 moves. Yeah, knight to b6. Just trying to get the pieces developed with bishop b7. That is the idea. So castles. Let's say castles. E4, bishop a6, putting pressure here. Queen e2, knight e5. a4, bishop c3. Now what to do here? Maybe d5, but that allows to take in the pawn, so you can take and actually come back. If you take on b5, then that take is actually helping now to open up the rook and put pressure here. So yeah, it's a complicated position here. Very, very complicated position, but yeah, b6, bishop a6 is an idea. Then we have Mike Zalozny. He's playing with the white pieces, playing very aggressively. Yeah, we looked at this actually. It was a center gambit. He didn't play bishop f5. We were expecting the move bishop f5 with a nice edge, but that didn't happen. And now f4. Wow, that's really weakening the position. Queen g5. Yeah, rook e8. And now maybe actually this doesn't work because of the knight a2 tactic. Take. Yeah, this doesn't quite work very well. So perhaps a short castle, but after h6 I prefer black's position, because black I think is doing quite well now, putting pressure on the bishop. So no, good position here certainly for Yim, and Mike is definitely taking a lot of chances. I mean, when you have to play a move like f4, it's just not easy. And the last game is Zoe playing with the white pieces, but it looks like she's doing great against Chiron here. Let's say Chiron. We left off here, long castle, knight d7 played. G5. I assume this bishop has to come into the place at some point, either G7 or H6, but I have to bring this piece into the game at some point. So bishop G7, H3, and now you play E5, trying to attack, but in this case actually there is a line like this, Rook D2, one take back, and try to get the knight on D5 to have pressure. Okay, knight goes on D5, now we have pressure on C7. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand the move G4 because it's actually inviting the knight to come in. The better option is just to play knight B6. Knight B6, bishop D7, and try to castle long here. So I think it's very important to bring the pieces into the game here. Knight B6, bishop G2. You can also play E5 here because you already have the D5 square under control. If here, for example, you can just already play bishop D7. Yeah, G4 seems weakening move here by Chiron. Yeah, this could be a little bit better for white for sure here. Yeah, and I think this is where things stand here. I really like this position. I think I give this a clear advantage here for Zoe, so maybe she can try. Maybe Zoe can try to upset Chiron here. Chiron is having a really good tournament. Joshua Schenk is basically at this moment he's 4 out of 4, playing his 5th game, and Chiron is actually on 3.5. Yeah, when the top 2 seeds are doing so well, it's usually not very good for the norm hunters because they're facing this beasts and they're just losing the games. But you know, still many rounds to go. I think it's still possible to achieve good result. I'm gonna take a short break now, guys, but I'll be back in a little bit with a continuation of the round 5 coverage of this exciting event, 1000 GM Bay Area 2 tournaments. See you in a little bit. Okay guys, we are back after the break, and we have some interesting developments here. Let's jump into the GM section here and take a look at the game between Ostrovsky with the white pieces against Belarus. King h1 was played, 95, f4, putting pressure on the knight, takes on d3, pawn takes. So white is losing the bishop but getting a nice solid control of the center. Knight f6, bishop e3, castles, rook ac1, putting pressure on the queen. And now queen f2, putting pressure on b6 and trying to make things more difficult. Okay, now more difficult to do anything. Now there's a pressure on b6. Knight d7 is an idea. What else to do? How else to defend this? So, can't play b5, that will lose a pawn. So knight d7 is the only move. And actually when the knight leaves, here there are a few different ways you can play. Again, this engine is Stockfish 11, guys, so this is a kind of a weak, the engine evaluation, it's not as relevant because it's just looks like f5 is a possibility. I like f5, trying to put pressure here. Another option is to play a5, but then b5 comes in, and I'm not quite sure. I don't know if I like the move bishop e6. Is a possibility. So f5 might be the way to go. f5 takes, take. This does open up the light square bishop. So I think there might be some ideas here on g2 here. So yeah, unclear. All right, the next one is the Heinemann game against Josiah. So after this knight 7b6, castle was played. Bishop e6, queen d1 back, picking up. Now rook was only one, bishop d6, and the question is what to do now after bishop d6. White has all this development, and not sure what to do. He wants to play bishop c2. Maybe a4 was interesting. Trying to play some a5. Takes, check. Yeah, bishop d2, and then interesting compensation here. Yeah, these positions are very tricky because you might have like what's called the long-term compensation. You don't have like immediately, you don't give opponent a mate, but you have a long-term compensation. Okay. Queen b1, for example. Bishop d3, putting pressure. En passant. Yeah, there's no immediate way to do things, but it's just a long-term compensation. So maybe it's better to play queen here to try to prevent the move a5. So I think, yeah, it's just definitely a compensation here. But black is also fine. There's no problem here. So Yeah, this is where things stand right now in this position. Yeah, so bishop d6, and it's interesting to see how white is gonna continue here, because there is a bishop f5 move. There are many different options here, but I think white is better here, but not so much, and you have to play very precisely. So the next game, the third game, was Cordova against Katz, ended in a draw. Good result for Alex Katz. And now we have some development in this game. So we left it off here. Around here, b5 actually was played instead of the knight b6 move. Knight e3. Rook c1. Now putting pressure on c6. Knight e7. a4. It's actually very interesting. If you take, I think you're getting trapped. This, and this. Yeah, there's not much you can do. I mean, there's this move here. I just take, just knight f3 here. Just these pawns are gonna fall. These pawns are not advanced here, so they're not gonna give much of a compensation here. Yeah, so a4, I guess a6 was played, just trying to defend. The problem is, where is the king gonna go? Like, let's say I play king f1, king g1, or I play g3, king g2. Where is black's king gonna go? It can't go to long castle, that's too dangerous. But you cannot also go short castle, you're just gonna get mated on queen h7. So it's gonna be very, very hard to find a safe square for black's king. And as long as he stays there, the rooks are gonna be disconnected. And the rooks are gonna be disconnected, it's gonna be very hard to do anything. Let me look at some questions here. We have, how can I get, how can you get information, Mr. J? You can go to 1000gm.org website, and you can see the information there, okay, about the upcoming events and which tournaments are coming up. So definitely I would recommend you go 1000gm.com and 1000.org, and then you can contact the organizers. Like, I organize the tournaments in St. Louis, so if you're watching this, you want to play in St. Louis, I will be the guy to contact you. For other events, we have different players, that people who put it together. So yeah, you will go 1000gm.org, and you will have information of the events. And then we have Titas Stramavicios. And Titas went for this, e4. Trying to break the center, knight e7, trying to hold it by Narayanan. Bishop e3. And we don't have any more moves right now, so rook here. Takes. Knight e2. Knight f4, and then the point is you just have this knight f8 idea, very important, and you're putting the knight on e6 to try to trade. Knight f8, knight e6, and it's just going to be a very solid position. Rook ag1, rook h7. Bishop h6, putting pressure. The idea is to eliminate. Rook g8. Knight f8. I'm just trying to use the knights for a blockade. So I think it's going to be a slightly better position for white still. Despite knights being good at blockading, I think this is still going to be a good setup for black to blockade. White is still a little bit better. All right, let's switch up to the other game. We have lots of development in this game. This is a game Gunbolt against Josh Schenk. Very aggressive play, we see. Giving up a piece. Yeah, now d5, just trying to open things up. Okay, bishop f4, so it's, yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of compensation, but not too much. There's only 2 pawns. It's going to be a little bit of time, but I think eventually, extra piece is going to prevail. That one is that pawn on f6 is a little bit annoying. If that pawn was eliminated, it will make the task a lot easier. But overall, I don't think the sacrifice was really needed here. There are other moves that could have been played, like for example, you can bring the rook here, and then see maybe swing it to h3. But yeah, I'm not sure about that sacrifice that was made. Take. Yeah, there's no mate. The knight on d7 is guarding it. If no knight on d7, then yeah, you can try to do something, but there is no mate. We have Austin May now. Take. So the question is, why go backwards? Yeah, you have knight d5 as well, but knight d5 I think is just simply going to be hit by the move c4. That's why it's very difficult. So you go here. Yeah. H5. Yeah, just complicated position. Queen f2. There's pressure here on both. Okay. Let's move on to the next game. This is, we left it off here with this line we were analyzing. The question is, if you go back to c8, I think repetition is an option, but it's probably not going to repeat. If you go here, just going to go to fd1 and just continue playing this position. Okay, so maybe the best is just to take. Okay. So it's to take. Rook fd1. Let's say queen c8. 24. Now attacking the pawn. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting position. Yeah, quite a complicated affair here. We see rook d1 actually played. White is playing for initiative, trying to put as much pressure as possible. Sharp. Mike played the move f4, which was we discussed. Bishop f5. Yeah, this is kind of unpleasant. Yeah, now trying to get the knights off the board. Knight f6 is a good option here, definitely. Keep the knights in. Yeah, now knight f6. Yeah, you have some squares. Yeah, this is always tricky. You know, you have a chance to trade, but you have to play a move like knight f6 to hold it. And the last game in IM section is the game against Zoe, playing with the white pieces. I think Chiron is playing riskily. f4. Trying to really rip open the position. Takes bishop h3. Yeah, now just put pressure on d4. So, yeah, position is very complicated and looks like black is doing okay here. Alright. We're going to take a short... We cover all the games, guys. Still only one result. Cordova cuts a draw. We're going to take a short break here and we'll be back. Maybe we'll have some more interviews. Some people will be finished. I will bring them to you for interviews. See you in a little bit. Welcome back, everyone. I went to the playing hall and check out the games in person. Still lots of fighting games going on. We still have 9 games remaining, only one draw in the matchup between Cordova and Katz. Every other game is still going. We're gonna switch back to the GM section. We have some development here. So Queen F2, 97 played, Knight C4, trying to activate for Ostrovsky. Rook C8 by Belarus. Rook FD1, getting the pieces in. Bishop H4 now, trying to question this queen. Bishop F6. It's very clear the black is absolutely fine here. He has 2 bishops, very compact position. So yeah, I really like this position for white. 2 bishops, very, very nice possibilities here. Okay, so it's going to be very hard to break through this defense. It's going to be quite hard. So I'm not sure what the exact plan is. If you go here, white can repeat. We're going to go bishop G7. At some point, maybe Queen E7 and some F5 will come in. Slightly better position for black. In this game, Bishop H4 was played, eyeballing the move Knight G5, and now H6 here by Josiah, trying to stop it. Bishop F5 castles. Rook E6. Now Bishop is under attack. A little bit of pressure here, I would say, for white, but yeah, I'm not quite sure here. Let's say Queen E2, Queen H5, Bishop G3. Yeah, this should be slightly better for white. To double up the rooks. Knight BD5, Bishop G3 should be okay. Yeah, I think Bishop G3 here is better immediately to try to clarify the position and take back with the pawn. So I think this is more important, because if you go here, hey, by the way, if you're wondering why not take, the answer is he takes. When you take the bishop, he goes check. You actually just get checkmated. Check. And a checkmate on F7, okay? So yeah, that's the idea why we don't do that. Bishop G3. Yeah, would be good to do that, but yeah. So this is where we stand right now. Okay, Queen E2 is played. Yeah, I think black is slightly worse here, but I think it's manageable. And the clock situation here, we have, yeah, it's like 42 minutes for white and 47 for black here. Let's move on to the next game. This is the game that drew. Max Gedaljevic against Kunka Harshit. So let's continue here. Queen E4 is played actually instead of King F1. King F1 was a pretty big advantage. And now, what to do here? Black can hardly move in this position, but does have an extra pawn. So definitely if we enter an endgame stage, then I think black's chances will be certainly preferable here, at least to say. But yeah, we're a long ways away. Yeah, really like this idea, putting the king away so it doesn't have trades, you know. Queen F4, putting pressure, but that's actually lost castle. Super risky looking move, but this might be a possibility. to ensure the safety and finally connect those rooks. Connecting those rooks will be very, very important here. AB, AB, let's say, King F1. Yeah, that'll be fine. A very complicated position still, about 45 minutes for each opponent. And now, let's look at this game. This is this is analysis. This didn't happen. Bishop b3. Actually, he played rook h8, e5, and now we see an interesting sacrifice. Knight takes d5, g5, bishop is hanging. Knight b6, take, h3. Just pushing the pawn here, and say rook h2 played. Rook h4 comes in, attacking d4 now. Now he wants to go king e3 and knight f4, so can't let him do that. Yeah, this is a very complex endgame, but it looks like it's just going to be equality here. White not going to be able to win the h3 pawn because it's also now guarded by the bishop. So it'll be very, very difficult to do anything. Yeah, I don't know why the colors for this board are just darker than there any. I noticed that. Yeah, this game I think is just pretty much winning now for Josh Schenk. I think we're gonna have maybe Josh come join us. Yeah, this is just really difficult to do anything. d6. Now putting pressure here. d7, just check and just take the bishop. Actually, there's this line queen f3. And a5. Yeah, I mean, after some consolidation, black should be able to win this game. So, yeah, technically this is just winning. Just some accurate play here by Josh, and he will convert this. Let's look at this Austin May game against Shavit. So we switch this, knight f2, knight g7, and now h3. It's a very interesting moment. If knight g3 played, take. Yes. Now here, the idea to bring it over, but okay, maybe take. And now trying to play rook h3. Now rook g3, trying to defend, but rook d g8 now, putting pressure now on g3, and if knight comes in here, that will be a different business. Yeah, we can go here, try to provoke some weaknesses here. Okay, that's there, and this game is very sharp, but the one thing I noticed, White doesn't have that much time. He's got like 12 minutes on the clock. And but let's see what development happened here. e4. Sacrificing on g7. Wow. A very complicated position. Black has a better development, but White's position is rock solid here. You can start out with, let's say, move h4. Yeah, not so easy. Queen f6. You just gotta make sure you don't play this move and blunder the beautiful tactics. The queen f6 set it up. Okay, so if the queen goes up there, you just go here. And that way there's no tactics and you're still maintaining a little bit of an edge here. So yeah, I think it's complicated. And here Mike Zalozny, we left off here. He played knight c3 and knight b6. Knight f6 was a huge advantage. Now bishop e3. That's really strange. I mean, this bishop e3 is just a very natural move to play. Now threatening take and bishop f4. Now it goes here. Yeah, and now actually not the knight c3, bishop is hanging, so bishop f8. Just try to defend the position. That should be a solid choice here. Advantage for Yim here. And the last game Zoe is playing with the white pieces. Position is very, very messy here. She decided to take h3 because you can't really take back. Bishop g4 is there. Takes. Bishop b6. And now knight e2. Trying to bring the knight on d4 on f4. I think one of these bishops have to come off here at some point, and the position is going to be roughly equal. Yeah, good fight here for Zoe. She's putting up some good resistance here. Yeah. Yeah, this from the first time this looks very strong, but I'm not sure why not take. You know, why not just recapture the back? Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's important. Here I would just take back with this. Bishop c4, hf1. Pretty much winning advantage. On this game we have a couple of more moves played. d6, a5, now threatening some knight a6 ideas, and also if you play here, check, take. Yeah. It's trying to do, but it can't really push. So rook f3. Yeah, now f5. Yeah, just getting the blockade. Once you get the blockade, you'll have a very nice position. So yeah, looks like Josh is doing really well. I think he has very good chances here. And to try to convert this, and that's gonna put Josh at 5 out of 5. That's incredible. I was talking to him earlier. I say Ilya Nizhny got 9 out of 9, and he told me, yeah, that's basically what he's trying to do. He's trying to pull the Ilya Nizhny's 9 out of 9. Of course, at the elite level, the record belongs to Fabiano Caruana against very top opposition. He won, guys, 7 times in a row, which was unprecedented when he did that. I think in 2014, I would say. Make sure to check out that the Sinkfield Cup tournament, guys. Where you will find a lot of interesting games. Alright, we're gonna take a quick break, guys. When we come back, I think we should have probably Josh here because he's just completely winning here. We'll have him go over the game with us. See you in a little bit. Uh, we are back after the break, guys, and I have a special guest, Alex Heyman, who won his game with the black pieces against Erden Basansuren. So, can you tell us? Let me pull up the game here, and this was a really sharp game here. I was analyzing right before taking a break, and the computer was saying this is so messy. And next thing I came back to see that you were giving him mate, you know.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of the end came down to a bit of time pressure because the position you have up here, he didn't slide the king over g1 and he sort of walked into.
Oh yeah.
So,
okay, let's start off with the beginning. Okay,
yeah, for sure.
So you are block.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this was much I expected.
Okay.
He's pretty consistent at this point.
And knight f3 was expected, or you were thinking maybe he'll play d5?
I thought he would play d5. I wasn't altogether disappointed. I was spending more of my prep on d5.
Yeah.
But I wasn't terribly disappointed for knight f3 because it led to positions that I'm fairly experienced in, fairly comfortable in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So okay, this is more or less played. At some point, you got a huge advantage on the clock. I mean.
Yeah. So again, there are two things in that. One is that in general, like I think I may have mentioned previously.
Yeah.
I could use my time better.
You play fast.
And we've
basically.
seen some, and I think some of it too. I don't know if he wasn't expecting anything with bishop b4, even though it seemed fairly straightforward. But he definitely started burning time, and he definitely seemed to be out of what he was expecting. So I think he felt more uncomfortable. So that seemed to me like a good sign. So even though there's nothing.
Space 6. 95, putting pressure here. Putting pressure on c4. Yeah, this was really crazy. Computer was like giving equal position here. In this,
yeah, it's definitely equal, but I definitely think you could tell it, and I think
easier to play for block. Yeah,
he felt under a lot of pressure. So
yeah,
I'm a bit surprised that the computer has it perfectly even. I felt like, as you said, it was playing well enough for me that I thought I must have some advantage. Although I didn't think it
was okay. Queen f6.
Yeah,
and
there's just
he played g5 here.
He played h5. Yes. He just, I think, missed book g2.
Oh, that is an oversight.
Yeah, and I think this is, again, if you look at the clock, I don't know if he has it at this point. Yeah, he's down.
He has 6 minutes?
Yeah, so I think that's part of the problem. He just burned so much time and he fell under so much pressure that he made a, fairly
yeah, no, the idea is king g1, you just walk away from this tactic. So he went here, you took.
Yeah, and now he sort of has to try to bail himself out here.
Check.
Yeah. Which...
Why can't you play this?
I mean, I could, but I felt pretty confident with where I was going with the opening at d4 after all the exchanges. So...
Knight e3
yeah,
check.
so he's got to play king
there. Ooh, my goodness. Now it's just the penetration here. Rook g2 is coming up.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So rook g2 after this takes. And then I think just the important thing, last thing, is if he could blockade, he might be okay keeping the bishop out of it.
Yeah.
But without being able to blockade, he just...
Yeah, bishop b7, it's just going to be monstrous.
Yeah. So,
I think there were a couple of more moves played after this, correct?
Yeah, he tried to sort of...
He took?
Run away. What did he do? I think he took and then tried to run away.
So you... Check with which piece here? After d4, can you tell us what happened? Move 29?
No, he played rook h4, didn't he? Yeah, okay. He was weirdly trying to run away there.
That's just not going to work, though.
Yeah, because the thing is, he's got the knight hanging, so he's got to do something with that eventually. So, bishop b7, he's got to go king h2. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. So, queen e3, and the problem with his knight on b3 hanging, so he sort of got the choice between f2, then queen f2. King h3, check, bishop c8, and I'm just essentially forcing him out. So king f4.
I wonder if you can play e6 at some point even. Because his knights are so tied up.
I feel like I got the moves. I slightly misremembered somewhere.
But he resigned somewhere here, right?
Yeah, he resigned around here. But it was weird because I like I said, I think I did the move slightly misremembered because I kicked around to the center and had like the queen takes g3. His king was on e4 at this point, so I think maybe at this point I might have played queen f2. Yeah, I think I was right. So I played queen f2, king e4, and then bishop b7. I think this is where he resigned because
here,
if he goes d3, queen takes g3, and I just pick up the
rook
and
so we can block it if it goes here.
Then queen e3 is just gonna get mated pretty quickly. So because like just kicking back there once he gets f6 and bishop. So.
Wow, yeah, this is a great win for you, Alex, and you bouncing back here. How's that tournament look like for you right now? You have
so the way the section's set up, I need to go 7 out of 9, and giving away the draw this morning puts me in kind of a tough spot. It's sort of because that game at one point apparently my opponent tells me I was +5. We looked afterwards at 7 winning chances. The engine confirms that.
This is the game against
Austin
May.
Yeah, so that was a rough one to give away half a point there because now I essentially have to win out. And especially, to get a norm, I think that I can still have
7 is
positive tournament, without getting the norm, but obviously that's what we're all here for. So it puts me in a position of having to not only execute sort of perfectly against opponents who are, plus or minus 50 rating points, within 50 rating points, and then also beat Chiron, who is higher rated, admittedly, with white.
Yeah.
So doing all that is a big ask, especially when, like I said, I haven't exactly been clinical. I've definitely had some oversights. Like I said, gave away half a point, and should have definitely at one point should have been losing against Adondu last night. So with all that said, it would be tough to see myself playing for a tournament. But like as I mentioned, I'm white against Chiron. I am technically high rated against everyone else. So at least winning this keeps it alive. So
yeah, you just have to maximize your chances.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, you're playing some good fighting chess, and how many points you have at the moment? Is it
3 out of 5. So
3 out of 5.
Yep,
You're actually
2 wins. So
2 wins, just 1 loss, right?
Yeah, to Josh. So I can.
To Josh. Yeah.
I think you have to be very deliberate with that. So
yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, more or less, I'm where I could be. Like, you could say I should have won today, and then I should have lost yesterday. I would still be at 3 out of 5. So
yeah. So you basically you need a perfect finish.
Yeah. So we'll see. Have to step it up a little bit, but
that's fine. You can do it. Just good luck, okay?
Yep. Thanks.
Play well. Thank you very much for joining us, Alex.
No problem.
We'll see you next time. Yeah, that was Alex Hyman, who just won his game against Erden Basan Suren, basically giving mate to his opponent in the middle of the board. Yeah, so the 2 bishops are very strong, and we see now why. Yeah, let's take a look now here. Yeah, not so much moves played here after this. A6, trying to go for some b5 option, but it's just going to be b3, just defending the position, okay? b5, b3. Now putting pressure on a8, and if you play rook a8, then I think just takes here, and simply bishop e5. Yeah, so I think Titas has a advantage, and I think he will try to push in this game to see. Let's see if Josh is about to win. We have King G1. Just the idea, just simply take the bishop here. So let's say rook f3 played. Queen e5. Now threatening take on c7. Now knight c5. The idea is to try to stop the c7. Eventually, I think, after you consolidate, of course, thanks extra piece, black should be able to win. So I expect Josh to win this game. Well, looks like actually yeah, there should be a win for Josh. So it's just absolutely. Knight d7, and once the blockade is established, it's going to be difficult to do anything. All right, so this should be a win for Josh. Yeah, this is the final position here for Alex. Yeah, Zoe is doing okay here. She's down a pawn, but I think she wants to play here. If you go away, then just, go away this way, just take on h5. If you stay here, that's gonna lead to and now if you take back, simply take in the, yeah, you don't want to do that. This, you have to take back with the king, and it's like, yeah, you don't really want to do that here. So take. Now trying to play for, yeah, I don't see a big problem. I think Zoe is going to be okay here. I think she will most likely draw this game. The other games are still, yeah, still remaining here. c4, and now, yeah, knight e3 takes, king takes. The idea is to put the knight on f5 on a very established square that will blockade and also threaten things. All right, so we have two results so far: Cordoba draw and a win for Alex Heyman against Basan Suren Erdene. Yeah, c2, and this f5 was a little bit surprising that he just took. I would try to hold it, but it's, I guess it's very difficult here. And 94. Yeah, looks like it's okay. Now the rook's gonna come off the board, and might be some ideas down the line to enter on the 7th rank. All right, I will go try to get a couple of more interviews, guys, for this round. I'll be back shortly. Okay, see you in a little bit.
all set up. It's ready for people to play.
Wow.
Hello everyone, we are back, and as I predicted it, we have Grandmaster Josh Sheng, who won his 5th game in this tournament. Congratulations, Josh. Take us through to a couple of the moments here. Looked like your opponent was playing very aggressively, but it just didn't work out, you know. So let's take a look.
Too much of a good thing, I think.
Yeah, so you are black and you're playing IM Odandu. Sicilian defense, and you chose this line. Lots of dynamics, lots of pieces on the board. Good opening to play for a win. Yeah, this is very nice actually. Retreating, very important move, so you can get your setup. I did not like this move, knight f4. It seems knight is off here, you know.
The problem for white is that the normal moves like g4 and f4 result in d5.
So
like on the previous move, if he doesn't play h3 and if he plays f4 instead, d5, e5, rook d8 is already possible.
But you will only play that if there is some kind of a pawn weakness has been done, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
So why not just play this move? Just to keep things intact.
Right, then I'd probably have to play like b6 or knight b4 or something.
Okay, and then we...
Oh, b6 has a tactical problem.
What is this? What is this? Aha! Okay.
I think I still prefer black.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this.
But yeah,
okay,
maybe
if let's
knight
say
b4 is better
just
than b6.
f4.
Yeah, then it should be d5.
d5. Wow. Takes. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is if you can play d5 with f pawn or g pawn up, it's almost always bad for white.
Yeah. So yeah, but this knight f4 didn't look is the right location for this piece, you know.
Yeah, because
Rook
now
e1.
now I'm not that scared of the attack anymore since
Well, there's no f4.
Yeah, exactly.
If there's no f4, there's no attack here.
Yeah.
g4.
And I felt pretty comfortable allowing this with the rook on e1 as well.
Knight
the rook
d7.
seem useful there.
h4 now.
Yeah, very aggressive. I thought
Bishop
I
f8.
thought this seemed pretty reasonable to move the bishop.
h5. Wow. He's not slowing down.
Indeed.
Takes.
I was pretty confused by that.
Yeah, this I'm not sure, you know. Okay, this I'm not sure about all the previous moves too, but I mean here at least he can try to maybe bring this guy here or
Yeah, I'd like this type of position though, just bishop g7, knight f8 probably, and it's not really obvious to me how white is going to give me the checkmate.
Yeah, I was never gonna give you a checkmate. Yeah? You
Yeah,
don't even
and,
have to play knight f8 yet. You can still make a couple of more useful moves maybe.
Yeah,
you know?
I like black's position.
Okay, so that being said, he threw this sacrifice at you.
This is the first time in a long time my opponent made a sacrifice, and I didn't understand it even after the move.
Check. Okay,
Yeah,
I guess you can play f4 and just pretend that this is going to
Pretend
be
he didn't
a
lose a piece.
strong positional sacrifice, but I don't know. Takes.
Yeah, here I think this is probably too hasty. I thought it looked nice to free the pieces this way, but I don't even think I need it. I think the position is so good I can just play rook e8 and just relax.
Rook e8 makes a lot of sense, yeah?
Yeah, but I also think d5 makes sense to free my pieces.
Knight b4, now you're attacking the pawn, c4, rook e8.
So now he has to trade a pair of rooks. Without rooks, I will never get mated. Yeah, so after I played queen d7, I realized queen c8 is a better version, because you also hit c4.
You hit c4, and
Yeah.
plus you're still trying to play
Queen f5.
queen f5, yep.
But
About the same.
It's pretty similar, I think, anyway, because I think that this is the best way for black to play.
e5. Trying to get the knight back on. I was looking at the queen e6 option. It looked kind of good too. Queen e6 and just try to control and also threaten.
What happens on queen e6, d7?
Don't you have check?
Queen f3 is on check.
Yes, but this is just winning, yeah?
Yeah, but I think this is harder than the game. I would rather keep the material I have. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, so you played a5, king g1. Yeah, I guess you have to play rook f3.
Yeah, there I was probably going to move the queen to c5 through g5.
Yeah, he can play rook f3 now, putting pressure on the queen. Queen g5 check. He will play rook g3.
Yeah, and I would probably play, I think queen c5.
Queen c5. Okay. And if he plays queen f3, putting pressure on the rook.
Rook c8.
Rook c8. Rook h3. Trying to give a mate.
Oh, actually, okay, I didn't see that. I cannot take the bishop. That's, yeah, because queen f6.
Yes. Yes, actually, he has this. And he will turn the tables after this move. And then simply taking back on c7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I didn't see rook h3, but the position is fine anyway.
Yeah, no, it's just, yeah, I played all the computer
it's way
modes.
too much material.
Yeah, so a5 played. Now you have this very clever idea of knight a6, okay?
Yeah, and
You would like to
knight
play
is-
knight a6.
Yeah, the knight's kind of isolated on b4.
So he goes king g1, knight a6, putting pressure on the bishop, queen d5, trying to centralize and also hitting your rook. You take. That also gives you the protection. It gives you the protection of the on a8. Takes back with a pawn, rook c8, trying to pick up the pawn now. And also, by the way, let's not to forget, the rook is still hanging here.
Yeah. Although it's
Important
very hard to
detail.
take.
Queen f5, protecting it. King g7.
Yeah,
This
so-
way now, if the rook d8 is played, I think you have bishop c5, right?
Yeah, but bishop c5 on the previous move loses to queen c8, so it has to be this way.
Ah, this is very nice. It's very nice detail, guys. If you go here, opponent is not going to go here because now you're winning again. But he's going to start out with the queen c8, takes rook d8. So it's like a trap. And if you take, takes back and getting the queen. So that's why we have to start out with the prophylactic move, king g7 first.
Oh, I didn't even see rook c7. I was just thinking.
If he
bishop e7
takes,
and,
we have bishop c5. If he takes, now we give a mate, Josh, with queen f2.
Yeah.
But looks like you had immediately queen rook takes c7.
Yeah, I actually
because-
didn't even see that.
Yeah,
I
this
also-
makes a lot of sense.
I also saw bishop e7
To do
which
this
looks
and
safe,
take
but This
here.
is good
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
No, absolutely. So what happened after this? He resigned, or
He played a couple moves. I think rook d5 was played, but after queen g4 he resigned.
okay, so you can go to f1 because you're gonna take on c4. You're gonna pick up here.
Yeah, and king h1 leads to a funny mate with bishop
King
d6.
h1.
Bishop d6 was I was going to play, I think.
This.
Oh, it's an extra queen, right?
And that's the only way to get out of the mating net here. Okay, so 5 out of 5, Josh. I mean, this is excellent. Did you expect you will be 5 out of 5 when you agreed to play in this event? You were thinking you will be 5 out of 5, or you were thinking it will be hard, you know, to get a perfect start like this?
Well, my goal coming in was to win 9 because it's been done before by a couple of people.
9?
Yeah.
Couple of people.
Well, Nizhnik did
Nizhnik?
it and did it at your tournament.
Who
and,
else?
In Charlotte, there's a Canadian IM called Sean Rodrigue Lemieux.
Oh, Lemieux.
Yeah, he also went 9-0 in a Charlotte IM
Lemieux,
section.
okay.
Yeah.
So you're trying to break that, not break that, but you're trying to.
Yeah, I can't beat it, I think, but but yeah, trying to match.
You are very tough norm provider, huh? But I don't know. You have to be, you know, you are too tough. Okay, You, Ilya, you guys are too tough for the poor Norm providers. You know, you guys too good. What do you think of this position here? Really messy position here, but it looks like. Okay, so e takes f5 was played. Rook takes f5.
I think rook takes is pretty weird. I think you would normally take
GF,
with the
right?
pawn.
Yeah, GF makes a lot of sense to take.
And you want to put the rook king on h8 and rook on g8. I think
Yes,
it looks very nice.
exactly. Yeah, you take back and you have pressure. So he goes here, knight e4, e5 comes in. Wow, there's another inaccuracy. Had to take, and play knight f6 to fight for the squares. And queen c7 was apparently. Why is this such a big advantage? Okay, it's not that much anymore. Takes bishop g1. Okay, this is Stockfish 11, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there a way to
this
change
doesn't
this?
look that impressive for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's
Yeah.
good. I mean, it would still beat me, but that doesn't that doesn't look that good for
Takes. And one thing I notice, time.
Yeah,
For Alex.
Ostrowski is
So he
almost
gets
always
into-
low on time.
Oh, he almost. Okay, so he's. This is normal for him to have 1 minute. For. Yeah,
yes,
this is
in
tough.
in a manner of speaking, it's normal for him.
Yeah. So yeah, he needs to win. He needs 4.5 out of 5 to
wow.
obtain that title.
Oh.
The norm.
Oh, it's a pretty
So-
rough spot.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. We had a draw in this one game, and how would you evaluate this kind of position here? We'll let you go in 1 or 2 minutes. So what do you think of this? Like if you look at the position like this, you'll be like, I want to play with this color. Or what would be your impression?
I think I would lose with both sides, to be honest. My impression is that, well, I mean, the black obviously has a really good knight on d5, and the knight coming to d5 rather, and the d pawn is weak. But because white has threats on the king side with rook c3, rook g3, you probably need to exchange the bishop for your knight, and then afterwards you should make some draw.
Yeah. Yeah, I think black probably would be happy if the queens come off the board here, for example. That would be very nice.
Yeah, but
King
with queens
f7,
on, I
with the
think
queens on, yeah, there is a danger. I absolutely agree with you. If this rook reaches g3, then it's gonna start. You know, queen c1, queen h6, lot of build up here.
Yeah, but black should have time to take the bishop with the knight and draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a strange position.
Yeah, rook g3. I mean, there were a couple of pawns were sacrificed here
Yes.
earlier, and
Yes, that b4 move is on 7 is I don't know if I've actually seen it before.
yeah. But okay, he's going for this attack. The question is, what to do here? It seems like white is close, but at the same time, it's really, really tough.
Yeah, what move to play next, right?
Yeah.
Is there a threat?
No, I think there's immediate threat here. Just lots of build up here.
Yeah, so my natural instinct is to take the pawn on d4, but I think I may lose to rook c6, is that right? Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Ah, you see it quick.
There's no way to hold g6. Okay.
Wow. Ah, that's awesome. Yeah, no way to hold it.
Yeah, but I don't think we can really expect anybody to find that so fast. Yeah, so then I guess black can take on d4, and then probably rook g3 is good, but that's hard to like figure out in the moment.
Rook c6. Yeah, and if now takes. again.
Yeah, I can't prevent it.
Yeah, now take on g6. So, what if he doesn't take here, Josh? Let's say he starts out with the move rook ac8.
Yeah, this is a pretty abstract position. I don't really know what either side is trying to do.
You almost need to play like some kind of move here to avoid these checks. Okay, knight d6. Rook c6. Yeah, this is really, really complicated. Queen f3 now. Attacking here and threatening rook h5. Wow. And now you don't have queen h5 because of queen g3. Okay, super complicated here.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, cd was played.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
I think so.
Well, the lines are a bit complicated after queen a2 e6 is not easy either.
Wow. Okay, wow. Queen a2. Do we have to play a6? You don't have time? What if I just go here first, Josh? What if I just tuck in my king? It makes sense. Tuck in and then do it. Now I'm threatening queen h6 also.
Ah, yeah.
At some point. King h2 and then I tuck it in.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. Yeah, so then
Yeah.
So I guess black should lose if everything goes normally.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a big problem here. Taking g3, it's actually showing that this is already. Yeah, this engine is a little weak.
Yes.
Yeah, it was showing like +11.
Well, now it's on stock
rook
fish
e-
15, so
Ooh!
I don't know how, but you got an upgrade somehow.
Oh. Okay. Alright. Okay, thank you very much, Josh, for joining us, okay? We wish you good luck in your journey. Now it sounds like you have only one goal in this tournament.
That's the plan.
Yeah. So, and all your opponents gonna try to nickel you, maybe try to at least, you know.
We'll see.
Yeah. But good luck. We wish you good luck and thank you for your time and interesting game here and nice win with the black pieces.
Thank you.
See you. And Grandmaster Josh Schenk here joining us after his 5th consecutive win, guys. And we got some more very interesting games still in progress, and we definitely gonna have more decisive results. I'm gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back in a little bit for the final segment of the show today. So stay tuned. We'll see you soon. Hello guys, I'm back after checking out the games at the playing hall, and we see some more results coming in here. And I want to inform you that Max Gedaljevic won his game. His opponent actually committed a mistake, and Max immediately took advantage of it and won the game. So his opponent played exactly what we were talking about with Josh. He took here, allowing the move rook c6, and now this cannot be captured because of the knight e7, picking up the queen. So his opponent went here, and now queen g5, and now the threat is simply to take on g6, and this cannot be stopped. He went here, check, check, exposing the king, and then giving a checkmate to Harshit Kanuk. An excellent win by Max Gedaljevic here. This is Max's, wow, excellent day he had today. He got 2 wins today, Max Gedaljevic. So guys, we have 2 results already in the GM section, and we have 2 wins with the block pieces in the IM section. So we have 6 more games remaining here. So let's keep an eye on this to see where things stand here. We're moving forward here in this game. White is doing very well here, but now takes, knight takes e5. Things getting complicated here. Bishop g5, attacking the queen. Queen g7. Queen b6. Apparently here there is a strong move d4, attacking the bishop. And if the capture occurs, there is a move knight takes d6, picking up the pawn and also putting pressure now on c6 with a nice advantage. Bishop goes here, now we go bishop to e3, and we take on b6. Very nice advantage. Yeah, we just simply take on b6 here. So that didn't happen. He played queen b6, d5, hitting the knight, knight c3, h6, d4, bishop takes h3. Wow, this is very interesting. The point here is, if you capture, there is a queen d7 move hitting on h3, and if you go king g2, queen f5, and it's going to be very difficult to deal with the queen f3 threat. It looks like black is taking over this game. Very nice sacrifice. Queen c5 was played, bishop g4, rook f5, and now bishop h2 was simply winning here. Bishop h2 check. If you go here, I just check, pick up the rook. If you go to f2, check, and that's mate. Wait a minute, did he really miss this? Oh my goodness. He played the move bishop d8, and now after queen d8, oh my goodness, he missed it. Queen d8, and now white is sort of back in the business. Still a very difficult position, but at least now you're not giving mate in the same line. Check, check, and simply escaping with the king. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is still a game on here. And this game, this is going to be a draw. This is, let's see how the players got there. This is the game of Josiah. So we left off here. We were discussing with Josh, rook a5, knight c4, takes on a7, take, h3. Of course, queen takes c6 is going to result into queen takes a2, so queen b6 played, and now king h7, a4. So what's the easiest way to play here? So probably just queen a2, making it harder to push the pawn. And if you go queen b4, so just simply push. Check, king h8. Now threatening to push the c pawn. So check here. You know, you're gonna win the c pawn, but you're gonna lose also the a pawn. So here, just push. Push. Actually, there's a check take here, so this part you have to play a little bit more accurately. Perhaps you can play queen a3 first, and then push, push, push. Yeah, then we're just gonna exchange. Queen a2. If you take, now I take on a6. Yeah, so it's just gonna be a draw. Yeah, so I expect this game to be a draw between Heinemann and Josiah. Ostrovsky game is still very complicated. Let's take a look at the Stramavicius. And a5, bishop e4. Wow, this is really interesting. I mean, both of these pawns are blockaded, but white has a massive center that he can try to do something with. And now bishop f5 comes in, trying to trade the knights. Wow. Sorry, trying to trade the bishops. So bishop takes f5, knight takes f5, king d3, king e7. Now we take. And now rook b8. Wow, with the idea to go rook b2. Check. Wow, this is just going to be winning because the pawns are so strong. Oh, sorry. Takes. Yeah, but this is just... Yeah, I think this is just not gonna work. King d7. Yeah, king will come to e6. This should be a win here. Wow. Let's see how this is gonna develop here, because it's certainly very complicated, and players are getting a little bit lower on the clock. So 21 minutes from Stramavicius and 11 for Samruk Narayanan. We will try it. If we have some more winners, we will try to bring them over here for interview. Yeah, this is looks like will be a draw, and looks like the king escape is happening here. You know, now there is some danger. Maybe some attacking ideas will occur on the h file. Rook h1 and put pressure. So we go here and put pressure. So yeah, we still have 3 results pending. In the IM section we have Joshua Sheng winning and Heinemann won. We both had interviews with them. This game is looking now completely winning position for Austin May. Yeah, he was actually a little bit struggling, but now it looks like he's gonna just simply win this game. Let's see what happened. Looks like just a blunder occurred here. He took f5. It's just the oversight. Take rook g7. Oh, rook takes king, rook d8 and knight e6. Yeah, that's just the oversight. Yep. Yeah, now just he actually had to just take king b6. Takes, knight takes a3, and black can try to escape here, but that's the only way to do it. But the way he did it, it's just, you know, there's only one pawn left. This pawn is eliminated, then it will be some very real drawing chances. Yeah, but that didn't happen. Yeah, it's just simple. This is, guys, called the overworked piece. The king on d7 is doing two things: defending e6 and also defending d8. So now you play rook d8, and now if he takes back, you have knight e6. So this is just pretty much a straightforward win. Knight g7, e6, e7. It's just gonna be a win here. We will try to get Austin. Let's meantime take a look at this game. Zalozny against Yim. So queen c7. Apparently just takes, and queen a5 is very strong here. Just take, queen a5, and rook a8. They play it here. Yeah, now it's still a little bit better for black, but not so simple. Bishop to g3. Yeah, certainly now the 2 bishop is not as clear because the c5 square is a good square for the knight. There is a strong pawn here covering the 6 square. So if anybody is better, I think it's gonna be white here, actually pressing. So I think yeah, 96. Now bishop f4, queen takes f4, putting pressure. Yeah, this should be close to equality. I'm thinking b3, a5, b3, a5. Let's say king b2. Yeah, now just take, and this actually works good because you can go bishop g2, and then you can try to create your own counterplay against this pawns. So black actually might even be slightly preferable here in this position. Okay. Yep. And here trying to take. But this, unfortunately, bishop doesn't get trapped. He's got this escape square. Yeah, now just simply here, okay, 3. Yep. Okay. But instead, bishop g3, and that's actually where we stand here. Yeah. So I think they're still thinking here what to do. Not as much time left here. We got 10 minutes each, about 10 minutes each for both players here. And let's check the look. The last game, Zoe is trying to hold this endgame. She's going to be losing the h5 pawn. I think it should be a draw, 4-on-3. But again, it's going to be a little bit of unpleasant task she has to go through. But I think if she plays this accurately, it should be a draw because the pawns are weakened. That means this a6 pawn is going to need yeah, now probably a5. Okay, Jade getting ready to push. Now take. Oops. So takes back, and now rook f1. Try to get active again. This sometimes you could lose this kind of position. There is no absolute guarantee. Sometimes you could lose, but most of the time you should be able to hold these positions. Okay, I would say 70-80% you should be able to hold this. I think, yeah, this game is probably over. Knight G7 is 6. And actually play knight D4, A5. Okay, this works too. E6. Just take. Yeah, now bishop C7 defense. Yeah, now with knight F5, knight G3 is just so direct, you know. And takes here. Check. Promoting into a queen. Yeah, so there's no question about this one. I think Austin will win this. More complications here. In Mike's game, 96 is played indeed. Yeah, Zoe got to the same game, so I have to work very hard. So we have 4 results. Still, we have 4 games still. Yeah, 6 games still pending. Okay, there are a few results we can expect, but still have to wait for the official results. Hello. We have a guest who just won his game. We were just discussing your game, Austin. So congratulations. Okay.
Thanks.
We have Austin joining us after a win against Shavit. This was a quite a complicated game. It wasn't easy.
Yeah, I was definitely under the. I missed knight G3.
Yeah, he was pressing you. He was trying to press you, I think. Okay, tell us a little bit about the opening choice. F4, the bird's opening.
Yeah.
So,
So I played the Leningrad Dutch with black, and I really like the positions that come out of it. So if I can play with black, then extra tempo can never hurt, right?
Sure. So you're playing the Dutch with the reverse color, but extra tempo in the pocket. So E6.
Yeah, so I suspected he would play London based on the fact that he plays the Caro against E4. So I prepared this interesting line against London, which is E3, and then Queen E2.
Aha. It's just a slow build up here. Were you surprised by this move, long castle?
I was half and half because I thought he was a more defensive player, so I kind of expected him to castle. But other people have castled long against me, so I was kind of thinking like 50-50 he would go either way. But
Yeah.
either way, Queen E2, I have to play the move anyways, so.
Sure. But this I think is now good for you because you had this Rook B1 before ideas, you know?
Yeah, but A3 is a mistake. I think it was a little bit
Yes,
optimistic.
Rook B1.
Yeah, Rook B1 would definitely
Yeah,
be
Rook
better.
B1 before A4 you just start your play, you know? Now A4.
Yeah, knight D1 I think was bad. I was trying to kick the
Yeah.
bishop out.
I saw this move. It's just tough. Yeah. What's wrong with take here?
I thought he could just take back and then probably with the pawn and then yeah, I just thought my knight is bad on C3. That move I thought there was D4. This is why I didn't play it. There's D4. I
Bishop
thought.
takes.
And then bishop F3.
Queen takes.
Oh.
Mate.
Okay, so that's what I meant.
Ah, that changes things because if you're gonna get the bishop on A3, Queen C6, Queen F2,
Yeah.
I think you might be a happy guy here because now A7 is hanging and also you're threatening to play knight E5.
Yeah.
Very, very strong.
Yeah, I played knight D1 to play bishop E3, but I just could have played bishop E3 immediately. That would have been a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
No, but if he takes, then it has to be bad, right? Because then there's no more knight H5 and then the diagonal. Yeah, I have to be doing pretty well here if he has to take the knight.
Yeah. Queen F2.
Yeah, and then you can go B4, B5, and then the B7 pawn is going to become weak.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with b4 here? Is there something wrong with the b4?
B4. Yeah.
Oh, knight g4. If queen move. Probably bishop f6. And knight becomes weak.
Attacking the queen. Threatening knight d7. And yeah, very complicated. But let's go back to the game. Knight d1, then maybe bishop f4 actually.
Yeah, but
A
bishop
bit
f4, I was a little bit concerned that he would be h5. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I thought he played actually okay here. This part, your opponent played. Yeah, by the way, there was a knight g8, knight h6 pawn here too.
Yeah.
That looks good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think those two moves were probably bad because I think there's probably a better way I can coordinate the pieces. Because back before I played bishop e3, I had.
What about bishop g1 and knight e3 plan?
Yeah, I thought about that plan too. So I was a little bit concerned the f4 pawn might be a problem. Yeah.
Knight e4.
So I waited until he went knight f5 and then bishop f2 so he can't attack the pawn, but I missed knight g3.
Yeah, this was a good play by him. You're definitely worse here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should play queen b6. Basically trying to tickle little weaknesses first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's +2 for him.
But I managed to find this plan rook h3, king h2, and then he can't attack the king anymore. So then
But he should just double up, right?
I guess he could, yeah. But then I was going to play c4.
Okay.
Probably take the rook.
Sec.
Yeah,
Can go here.
It's going to be tough.
Sec.
I have to play knight d4.
Knight f5. Might be able to survive somehow, but
Yeah, it's definitely tough. But the good thing is, I am up a full exchange and he doesn't have any pawns for us. So even
Yeah.
if you get the exchange back, I'm not going to be down any material.
yeah, you might be able to return it. Yeah. So queen b6 was he played.
But I felt like that move was a mistake because the queen, I felt like, first of all, I can trade the rooks, right? And then
Yeah.
because the back rank is no longer defended, I felt like now there's some big problems
Yeah,
for
now
him.
you're better.
And that was definitely a bad move because I saw in advance that there's... Oh, knight d4 is a mistake?
Knight
Or-
2 is an option. 92, 94.
Wait, it says queen takes e3 was a mistake. I thought I had to go for this. Queen d1, but bishop e7. Isn't he threatening knight f2 check now? What's the follow-up? Rook e8. Oh, and then he doesn't have time for the knight f2 because I'm threatening to take the bishop with a check.
Yeah, but knight f2 you have bishop takes, right? So now you're actually going after this bishop. I think you're actually winning the piece here. Because if he plays f5, no, f5, rook e7, you're winning a couple of pawns there. Check, takes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's queen f3, queen e6, and I think it's...
You just take on f5.
Yeah, take on f5, and then I'm up too many pawns.
Yeah,
rook
no,
e8
the rook gate
move.
was a very nice move here. So you took?
I thought I was certain this endgame was winning because I didn't see a way for him to stop f5. But he could have
Oh,
played
he had
king
king
d7.
d7. What do you mean?
Yeah, king
King
d7.
d7 is a very serious move, no?
No, but
And
now this
play
is...
a5 and put pressure. All right.
Yeah, he shouldn't have taken the pawn. It was definitely...
Yeah, and here it's just over.
because of the rook d8.
Rook d8. Okay. Very nice. Congratulations on the win, Austin. And how many points you have now?
2.5. My norm
and
is
a half.
basically gone.
Oh, you
Yeah, I
can't-
need
even if you
7.
win all 4?
Yeah, even if I won all 4, I needed 7.
7, yeah. Well, it's okay. You just try to play for some good experience, and you still have some good games. Congratulations on bouncing back in this game, and thank you for joining me. And We'll see you hopefully very soon again.
See you.
Thank you. If there is anybody there, winners, tell them to come. Thank you. Thank you, Austin. All right. So we have an official result. Hyman drew against Josiah. This is the result we were expecting. 2 games remaining in the open section. Let's see what happened here. Trying to get these pieces back. Wow, now it looks like the danger is gone. There is a pressure on h6. Yeah, wow. Absolutely, this was a really back and forth game here. At some point there was a miss. Yes. Hi. How did you do?
I won.
Oh, you won. Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We have another special guest, Alex Ostrovsky, winning this game. Let's take a look. A very interesting game here. After this, there were a couple of more moves played, or?
Yeah. Oh, did it stop?
Yeah.
Yeah, it had a little bit of a surprising finish. He went bishop g7.
Bishop g7.
And bishop takes h6.
Okay, excellent. Yes.
Yeah, bishop
G5.
takes g4.
Yes.
Queen takes. Bishop h6.
Yeah. Can take with the king. Queen
Yeah,
h4.
checkmate. Queen d7 check.
Very nice.
And he went bishop g7. Knight g5 check.
Ah.
And he went. I think he went king g8. Yeah, he
Uh-huh.
went king g8. Yeah, here I think I can
So you
trade
just
into a
trade winning king upon ending.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. He went king g8. I went queen e6, king h8, queen g6, and resigned. So a little
Wow.
bit of a
Okay, congratulations.
unusual finish. Yeah.
Congratulations. This was a very, very big game for you because you won 2 games today and you still have chances. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the game from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent a lot of time looking at this game, and so Sicilian defense.
Mm-hmm.
We have d4, and this queen g4. I like this queen g4 line because creating some weaknesses.
Yeah,
right?
this I actually had the same line in my like 2 weeks ago. I haven't seen it in like 10 years before that, so
Sure.
I don't think it's played much
Yeah,
anymore.
I
but
like
it's not
the
so
opening.
bad.
I like the opening for you.
Yeah,
You were very
he was
nice.
playing very fast, so I guess
Sure.
he maybe looked at something here.
Sure.
I knew this is supposed to be better, but okay, it's like these hedgehog positions, which is always kind of hard to. Maybe I wasn't completely sure how to set up, but just ended up playing pretty standard
95?
moves, but no concrete plan.
Yeah, this was.
Yeah, like these are
fine.
pretty normal types of positions. I felt like should be better here, so he goes queen d8, queen f2, knight d7, and yeah,
Right
this is the tricky
around
part.
here,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all this is fine, but now the question is to go for which line.
Yeah,
here, for
this
which
is the
break here.
tricky thing. I've looked at some similar positions a long time ago, and I know a lot of times you try to play in the king side, but okay, like I see computer on low depth it's saying f5, but it always feels a little dangerous because he can go e takes and opens up the bishop on b7. But
Yeah.
I knew there's this f5 idea, but I thought I tried to play in the
F5
queen
is
side
tricky,
instead.
yeah, because you want to play f5, but at the same time you realize if you open up the position, then he has the 2 bishops. So tricky moment here. 94.
Yeah, it wasn't like it looks like I thought like it looks very nice, but if you don't go forward, it's very hard. So
Yeah.
I just kind of started. Yeah, like he overtook the.
A little bit shuffle here.
Yeah, I'm just kind of shuffled here, and then he went back, and yeah, I would. And then he played f5, and
Yeah.
I saw when he played here, I saw this move coming. It really felt like he was doing pretty well. But this is when I found that I could take on f5, it looks a little anti-positional because I opened his bishop and I also have an isolated d pawn. But now the thing is, no matter how he takes, like at least he has this weakness on e6 as well, and
So
yeah,
you
maybe
might
something like rook
switch,
e2,
yeah.
rook e1, yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if I don't take like e4 is under a lot of pressure. So I realize it's not so bad here, even though he's obviously has the
you should
initiative.
have done that. But taking with the rook was actually, I think, slightly inaccuracy.
Because it
now
allowed 94. Yeah.
94.
Yeah, and here I was starting to run really low on time, so I knew he was bluffing. But
He's bluffing.
and I've played him many times, and he's beaten me many games where just go like this. I go low on time, and he starts doing stuff, and but here. Okay, so here I'm winning.
Apparently, you're just
Queen
winning
C7.
after Queen C7.
Yeah,
But
I actually saw this, but I
was trying to understand why. But
I figured that I probably can get very materialistic, but it looks scary just taking all these random pawns. But
yes,
if
he takes, you take the queen. Yeah. And
I guess I'm just taking pawns. I saw Queen C7, but I just played the safer move, takes any 5, but. That also gave him lots of activity. Although I think I was still doing completely fine after, and then of course I made some blunders, and we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I guess already this is a mistake, huh? But okay, I thought F4 is hanging, right? So
Rook C1, give up F4,
give
take
up
on
F4.
B6.
Yeah.
Very complicated.
Tough
but
decision,
you don't have much time. I imagine
No.
how hard it's so hard to play this position with no time.
Here's the so I played Bishop G5, and here I still had like 3 minutes, so I wasn't feeling so bad. So I was so instead of Bishop G5, I wanted to go Queen takes B6, but I didn't see what to do on just like Queen H4, and all of a sudden like he's sacrificing on H3, and. Okay, I thought it was. I didn't even see a way to not lose. Although, look, Queen B8. Okay, I didn't see Queen B8 on Queen H4, but okay, he looks like he has all this attack coming.
Yeah.
So I thought Bishop G5 was good to at least stop. And then, here so here I had D4 now. Wow.
Yes.
And then if Bishop takes,
just 96.
Okay, makes sense. Okay.
Just 96.
Yeah, I played Queen takes B6
and
to prepare
apparently
D4.
this is like really good for you because.
I guess my pieces are very active.
There's
There's always some kind of like random ideas.
You're
Like
gonna
Bishop
probably win
H6 or something.
B6. Yeah, you're gonna win the B6 pawn. If nothing, you're threatening to play Bishop H6 if there is nothing else. Look at this line. The second best line is H6.
That's pretty strange. I think it's just the computer's not on high enough depth to give good variations.
So, but then D4 is hard, but then it became really tricky.
Here he I saw this Bishop H3 idea too late, and I realized here I couldn't stop it. But I got extremely lucky that it seemed like, he also was playing very fast here, and of course I figured I was completely losing here, but somehow I guess he must have missed something.
I think he missed mate in 3 or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Or
almost mate.
Yeah.
Okay, so he played this move very quickly. Yes. That seemed like a strange idea because the bishop at G4 cuts out my king. Yeah, this just wins, right? And then king of No, I think I go king f1, or something instead.
King f1,
Yeah.
okay.
But he just goes like rook f5
Check.
and bishop g3, yeah. I think, just okay. I think he probably missed rook f2, but he's probably winning without rook f2 as well.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, to be honest, I had very little time, and he just blitzed bishop d7, so I didn't have
that
enough
actually
time.
helped you because now your king can escape.
Yeah, and my queen on d8 is also much better because I'm threatening like knight f6. But
yes.
Now here he started thinking. He thought for like 15 minutes, and I realized, I was also using.
Blundered,
I realized that I don't see his win, and I realized I'm okay. And in fact, I even thought, I could maybe push, but of course it would take a big mistake.
To win.
And at this point, I already thought, okay, I'm safe. Like I'm going to, draw the game.
Draw the game.
Yeah, and I still don't really understand how I won because I think I think even after bishop h6, I'm not winning either. But I guess he just I wasn't I didn't even think this was winning. Yeah, I thought he just goes moves his king, but somehow he got into this mating that I guess is bizarre.
Well,
not a good game for either one of us.
Incredible outcome. That's why when you walked in, I asked what happened, the result, but it's incredible. Congratulations,
Thank
and
you,
sometimes you need games like this to turn the tournament around. So this was definitely like a very complicated game, and even though I was sitting here looking at the engine moves, it was not so easy to play. So it was definitely took a lot of energy, and at the end it worked out good, and he just missed, I guess, this after knight f2 he did not see maybe a clear win, and
Yeah. He was
But you
just playing
say he
very
played- he
quickly.
played very
Super,
quickly.
very, very quickly, yeah. So
I wonder why he was playing so quickly. Just
yeah, I mean, is rook f2? I would assume it's not the only winning move, but I mean, might be able to go bishop.
okay, but then
Yeah.
actually rook e7 is coming. So
Yeah,
it's,
here it is. Yeah,
So he just
yeah. He needs.
missed
So, but here
this.
rook f7, very,
Yeah.
very calm.
Rook
Bishop
f7
g3
calm
is
too.
probably hard to stop. Yeah, I mean, he played bishop d7, and I had 3 seconds, and I played queen d8, and then
yeah.
and then it turns out he's not winning.
Yeah,
so,
you're not winning. He's not
yeah.
winning actually. Okay, excellent. Congratulations, Alex,
Right, thank
and
you.
thank you for joining me here. And wish you good luck in the next 4 games, and hopefully we'll see you here again.
Oh, hopefully.
Thanks.
Thank you, Var.
Thank you. Absolutely. Wow, incredible turnaround. But I am Ostrovsky here, and the back and forth game. He was better. He was winning. Then he was in big trouble. He was losing, but he managed to turn this around and get a very, very important win. So this is an excellent, excellent come from behind win here. So I think, yeah, we have. I think we pretty much. Let's see here if we have any more moves here. Okay, what is going on here? So it looks like this game is going to be a draw. I think we're getting to the point where we're probably going to close the show. We have already had so many guests. The other games are going to go on. I want to thank everybody for joining us here, and make sure to tune in tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. for the coverage of the 1000 GM round number 6. Okay, so make sure you're here, guys, to see this exciting action, so you will see who will be the winners and prevail in this. This is Grandmaster Var Akobian. It's been a lot of fun doing a game analysis with you and bringing you the special guests, the winners. So tomorrow, I promise you, we'll have some more special guests and interviews with you. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Have a good one. Bye-bye.